Konate was signed for 35 million sterling, and he's going to be Liverpool's new tactical Swiss Army knife, which we'll be discussing in this video. Please leave a like and comment below. I predicted correctly in the last video when I said Konate would be signed because of his height and strength, and that Kabak would be on the way out. You can see here that height is definitely one of his main attributes, and that will definitely contribute to when they're defending high long balls. So the first part of his tactical Swiss Army knife skills is defending long balls in the air. We could take that attribute from Nat Phillips or Matip or Van Dijk. He has this string to his bow and he can definitely use this. Konate is kind of like if you took all the main superpowers from all the centre backs that Liverpool have and put them into one. Konate shares the superpower of scoring headers on corners like Van Dijk does, because he's scored 3 headers from corners in his last 20 games. Onto his next physical attribute, pace. He definitely scores highest here, even past Van Dijk, I would say. This of course will fit like a glove when he's playing in Klopp's system, where they always play a high line. And of course when they play a high line, this helps the midfield because they've less ground to cover, and that in turn helps the strikers. If I have to compare his pace to all the other defenders and steal a superpower, he is actually on top compared to all the rest. Having the pace and positioning attributes will obviously help when defending in a high line, an offside trap, and in the trench warfare technique I discussed in a Nat Phillips video if you want to go and take a look at that after this. Another core strength he has above the rest of the pack is dribbling out from defence. Again, if I was going to steal a superpower from another centre back, it would be Matip in this regard. Matip was able to run from his own box to the opponent's box in a lot of games where Van Dijk was taking pressure from other forwards. But Konate might even be better than Matip for this. I'd put them on a level par. This will obviously be great for beating the press, and it'll also be great for breaking the lines and setting up midfielders. So passing percentage falls below the other centre backs when it's only 86. You'd think it would be better, but I'm going to explain why it's a little bit worse now. First off, his passing style is mid to long range. At Leipzig, Nagelsmann has a brilliant style of play where they do through passes that break the lines, and when the striker holds it up, he feeds it to the midfielder straight away. So he's doing a lot of these line-breaking, risky passes, and that's definitely going to affect the passing percentage. When you think Reece Williams, who's a rookie for Liverpool this year, he was getting 89 and 90% pass completion. You'd expect Konate to be getting that, and to be honest, I think he's going to get it when he gets to Liverpool. His position suitability is obviously centre back. He's mainly right-legged, but better at playing left centre back than all the rest of the centre backs that are in the list. There's an outside chance that he could help in defence mid, and the only reason I've the asterisk there is because he's mainly right-legged. So looking at how he affects the squad depth is quite simple. I think he's just going to slot straight in at right centre back. Actually, I'm sure he will. Of course, Van Dijk is going to be left centre defender. Now, the players going out marked in red are going to be Kabak and Davies. Now, we're not sure if Klopp is going to get rid of Davies, but I think they should. He's not tall enough to challenge in the air, and he definitely didn't have the ability on the ground if they were starting centre mids instead of him at centre back. Now, as for backups, the reason I've sequenced Phillips, Reece Williams and Kumetio in green is because of their aerial ability. Kumetio is as tall as Konate and Van Dijk, and Phillips, well, Phillips was Phillips this year. He absolutely played brilliant, and Reece Williams showed that he has technique and he's able to fight in the air, and with a little bit of development he'll be a strong backup. Now hang on a second, you're saying why is Gomez in red? So if I was playing Football Manager, I would sell Gomez because it's very clear that the trend is going towards taller, more physical centre backs, with their preference of passing coming second to the physicality. Now I don't think Klopp is going to do this. Klopp loves Joe Gomez, and Joe Gomez is very young, but I think you're getting your Kumetio, your Phillips, your Reece Williams, Konate and Van Dijk, and Gomez would sell for a ton while he's still a hot property at centre back. It's not going to happen though, so relax. Oh, and dear God, I forgot to mention that Konate is only 22, so he's going to be here for a decade all going well. 22. Now you may have noticed I left out Matip from the squad depth, And that's because I'm going to lead into how somebody can be beautifully injury prone for squad depth reasons. But to find out what I mean by that, you're going to have to watch the next episode called Beautifully Broken. I'll be discussing squad depth and injury prone players and how it helps squad rotation. Obviously the medical room really hampered Liverpool's squad rotation this year, but there's a way to leverage injuries to make it work for you rather than against you. So that's what I'll be talking about next time. Special shout out to Football Scrutiny, who shared again on their other Facebook page. I'll leave a link in the description for you to go to Football Scrutiny after the video. There's also a link to my other social media pages if you want to click down there. So thanks very much for your time, guys. That's all for now from Dots Tactics. Tune in for the next video called Beautifully Broken.